Hello everyone. Today we will discuss a new theory, that is optimum theory of population. We already discussed Malthusian theory of population. Now we will have a look upon optimum theory of population. Malthusian theory of population states that the population increases at geometric rate, whereas food availability increases at arithmetic rate. But economists like Edwin, Cannon, Dalton, Robbins have rejected the Malthusian theory of population. We already discussed Malthusian theory of population. You can have a detail about Malthusian theory of population. The link is already there in my channel, so you can see it. Now we will discuss optimum theory of population. Why these economists they have rejected Malthusian theory of population, and what is the new concept that is taken in optimum theory of population. The economists Edwin, Cannon, Dalton, Robbins have rejected the Malthusian theory of population, and they proposed the modern theory that is called optimum theory of population. What is optimum theory of population? K. Saunders defines optimum population as that population which produces maximum economic welfare. By optimum population means the ideal number of population that a country should have considering its resources. The optimum size of population is which, along with the existing natural resources and a given state of technology, yields the highest income per capita in the country. So what this economist, the demographer, have defined the optimum theory that because at the passing of the time, the size of population becomes optimum as the existing natural resources or the given state of technology, they give the high yields, and that generates the highest per capita income in a country. So that situation that becomes the optimum situation in the country, and the demography theory that has become the optimum theory of population. Now we will discuss assumptions of optimum theory of population. The proportion of working population to total population remains constant as the population of country increases. What does it mean? It means that under the optimum theory of population, whenever the population of country increases, working population proportion that remains constant, that does not change. मतलब population बढ़ती है तो उस population के बढ़ने के साथ जो working population का जो total number है वो नहीं बदलता है, वो constant रहता है. As the population increases, the natural resources, the capital stock, and the state of technology remains unchanged. So this is the assumption of optimum theory of population. So as and when the population increases, the resources which are available in the country and the technology, the condition or the change in technology, that remains constant, that does not change. So this is the second assumption of optimum theory of population. Now we will explain with the help of diagram how the optimum theory of population works. So we will go to diagram, we will see how this is taking place, and through this we can have a look upon it ki how the diagram is taking shape under the optimum theory of population. On the x-axis we have taken the population, on y-axis we have taken income per head, and through A, B, C, through the help of this diagram, I'll try to explain what is at the A point, what is the size of population, at C point, what is the size of population, whether it's increasing or decreasing, at A, whether it's increasing or decreasing, or what is the B point where the population becomes optimum or it's increasing or decreasing. So we will explain one by one. So we will go to back. In this diagram, which already I have shown to you, volume of population is shown along OX-axis and income per head shown at OY-axis. OS is the income per head, which gives only subsistence wage rate to the population. So we can see where is OS. So OS is a situation where the population is working at a subsistence rate. The wages which is given to the population is at a subsistence rate. Wages are at only कि just only आपका जीवन निर्वाह हो सकता है उस मजदूरी पर. This level of wages puts the minimum limit to income per head. So the subsistence income per head can prevail with two levels of population. So the OS which is shown in this, so what is it? Ki through this we can have the idea about the income at the two levels. One is when population is too small to exploit the country's resources with maximum efficiency. This is the level of population. So we can see through this diagram, through the A of the population which is there. So through which what we can say that in the OA, what is that? The population is too small to exploit country's resources with the maximum efficiency. So this is it means the population size is small at that level. When population is too large and efficiency falls to give only a subsistence income to the labor force, this is the level of OC population. So what we can say, we can explain with this that you will see in OC, the population is too large, and because of the too large of the population, so the people they get only the subsistence wage rates. So these are the two situations. And the O size, the population size is small. At the OC, the population size is higher. Now the OB, the midpoint that is shown here you can see the OB shows optimum level of population which uses the available resources to give itself the maximum income per head. For a population less than OB, if the population is less than OB, so what is the situation? The income per head increases with the increase in population. So if the population is lower, because the OAB which we have shown already, the lower size of population, so if that population is less than OB is given here, less than OB, income per head increases with the increase of the population. So if the population is increasing, income per head is also increasing by the as well as the population size is also increasing. For population higher than OB, if the population is higher than OB, it means it is beyond the OB, income per head increases with the decrease of population through preventive checks. So what will be happening? So if the population is higher than that of OB that is shown in the diagram, then what will be happening? The income per head increases with the decrease in population through preventive checks. Means if the income will be increasing, so what will be happening? The people they will start to use the preventive checks, and by using of that preventive checks, so what will be happening? The size of the population that will also decrease. Now we will see the red curve in the diagram. You can see the red curve which is there in the diagram. What it shows, the red curve in the diagram shows the level of income per head with an improvement in technology or expansion of foreign trade. So as well as the technology is improving, so by the improvement of the technology, the efficiency in that sector of will be increasing, or if there is an expansion of the foreign trade, so what will be happening, the income will also increase, and or income of per head, because it's giving the more opportunities to the people by increasing the efficiency because of improvement in technology or expansion of foreign trade. This will help to raise the income curve and generate population growth until wages are once again equal to subsistence level. So what does it mean? कि जो income जो curve है, जो population को generate करता है, वो तब तक बढ़ेगा जब तक जो दोबारा wages जो है subsistence level के equal नहीं हो जाती हैं. So this is the explanation of this diagram. I hope आपको समझ आया होगा. Now we will say the Daltons formula. What the Dalton formula says about this optimum level or optimum theory of population. It's a formula that is shown here. M is equal to A minus O divided by O. M, what is M? M is small adjustment or deviation from optimum population. So maladjustment or deviation from optimum population. A is actual population, or O is optimum population. So all three symbols, they are defined M, A and O. If M is 0, population is optimum. Why? Because the actual population that is higher than that of the optimum population. When M is positive, it is a overpopulated, population is higher. When M is negative, it's a underpopulation, it means population is low. Therefore, the optimum population is not fixed and residual. So if we are explaining this through the Dalton's formula, so what we can take a conclusion out of this formula, that the population which we are talking about as the optimum population, that is not fixed, because it is changing as per the value of, or you can say that about the position of the M, that if it becomes positive, it's overpopulation. If it becomes negative, then it's a underpopulation. So the optimum population is not fixed as much, and it's a residual. It is rather variable and relative to resources and the technology. So it seems the optimum population is not fixed, and it is varying. Yadi the resources of the technology is improving, then it's also varying, it's also changes according to the change in the resources as well as change in technology. Optimum population is not just an economic concept but a qualitative nature. So what we can assume from this formula? So it means we can assume through this formula. So this is a not a, we can't relate it with the as a economic theory or as a economic concept, but it's in qualitative nature. Now we will discuss about the criticism of optimum theory of population, because the economists which we have already defined or in this lecture, they did not believe about the theory of Malthus and population, and they criticized, and they have brought a new assumption, the theory for the demographic theory, that is the optimum theory of population. So what is the basis? But the optimum theory of population, that has also having a criticism. So how this optimum theory of population, which was thought that it will work accordingly to the availability of the natural resources and availability of technology. So now we will discuss the criticism of optimum theory of population. First one is, difficult to determine optimum population. It is extremely difficult to know the optimum population of a country at any time. Many factors like technological change, stock of capital, per capita income, and natural resources, etc., have to be taken into account for this purpose, because it's very difficult to say that this is the time and at this time the population is optimum population of that country, because stock of capital यदि change होता है, if the per capita income is also changing, technological knowledge of the people is also changing, natural resources, their size is also changing. So according to that availability of the resources, the food, employment or increase of income, so it's very difficult to say that this is the optimum level of population, because if technological change is taking place, people, they are getting lots of opportunities for employment. If the technological change is taking place in agriculture sector, so it means the size of food grains that will be increasing. If the stock of capital that is used for investment, so what will be it's giving the more and more production of the goods and services that is taking place in the country. So the level of availability of the resources or the use of the resources, it's very difficult to compare with the size of population. So in optimum theory of population, this is the biggest criticism. So it's very difficult to determine that this is the time in the country where it is the optimum population of that country. Now we will discuss about the second criticism, that is the static theory. The optimum theory of population is criticized as a static short period theory, because in the long run there are lots of changes that can be taken place in the economy. Technological change can taken place, size of capital can be increased, per capita income that may be changed, size of natural resources that may be changed. So that's why this theory can be used as a short period of the time. So we can say this is the optimum size of population, because it ignores change in natural and human resource which affect per capita income, because human resources are educational level of people are increasing, health facilities in the country that is increasing. So both the natural and the human resources, they are contributing to increasing the efficiency in the country, or whenever the efficiency will be increasing, it will certainly affect on per capita income. The third criticism we will discuss about neglect biological and sociological factors. Some critics also argue that, please, it's not had, it's that this theory has not taken into account the biological and sociological factors which govern the size and growth of population. The third criticism is that because sometimes religion, sometimes the thinking of people, sometimes behavioral approach of the people, that is also affecting the size of the population. So this theory is very silent about the biological and sociological factors. So suppose the age of marriage, we can talk about such cultural traits and such kind of the social factors, some kind of the traditional kind of values. So that is also having the impact on the size of population. So this theory is silence about it. Now the fourth criticism is not a realistic theory. It is pointed out that two assumptions on which the theory has been based are not realistic, because we had taken the two approaches. Which were the two approaches? जो हमने diagram के through explain किया था. These are the two approaches which have been taken. Practical value of the theory is reduced because by the technological change, by the change of stock of capital, by the change of the per capita income, so that is also having the impact on the size of population. So a theory in this, which we have explained in the diagram, so that not a theory that is based on the reality. Next criticism is not practical. The optimum theory of population is not practical as it is not fixed, because that theory is used only for the short period of the time. So that's why this is not fixed and we cannot take this theory in the long period of the time. Thus, it is unable to guide the formation of any policy. So on the basis of the approach which is given in the optimum theory of population, the government cannot frame any kind of policy so that can be able to use for the demographic purposes. Next criticism is only economic factors considered. The critics point out that the theory takes into account purely on economic factors which determine the optimum size of the पॉपुलेशन ऑफ ए कंट्री. कौन से हमने दो लिए हैं जो इम्पॉर्टेंट जो है, दैट इज टेकन इन दैट द स्टॉक ऑफ कैपिटल वी हैव टेकन, द पर कैपिटा वी हैव टेकन, एंड द सोशियोलॉजिकल और बायोलॉजिकल फैक्टर्स आर टोटली नेग्लेक्टेड इन दैट. तो दिस इज द बिगेस्ट क्रिटिसिज्म ऑफ दिस थ्योरी, दैट इट ओनली कंसिडर्स द इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर्स. So thank you very much for listening, and if you do have any suggestions, put in your comment box. Please don't forget to like and subscribe this channel, and if you do have any query or the suggestions, so I'll be happy to reply all this. Thank you very much.